Mr. Humphreys, how are you, sir?
What's going on, man? Good. How are
Oh,
you?
no, I'm good. Just want to talk about XRP. Kind of really a breaking news story, and nobody's really talking about it except for those of us that are paying attention. XRP up 50%.
Yeah.
May have, depending on when you're watching this video, might have bounced back from that, but XRP up. I don't remember the last time it was up 50%. Do you?
No, it's been a while. It's been a long while, actually. But yeah, it started moving about a week ago, and this is the highest the price has been in the last 4 months.
There you go.
So, yeah, I was reading up on it a little bit. So, there were a few things. Obviously, like the technicals were indicating things were oversold a little bit. So, maybe a little rally was imminent just on that. But then we got the positive news regarding the lawsuit, basically, that things were going well. We could have a decision, a settlement soon, potentially. Ripple's been looking good for months now in regards to the lawsuit. So I think that coupled with the technicals produced a nice little rally and maybe a little bit of FOMO behind it. It's dialed back a little bit. I think at one point it got all the way up to 55 cents last night. I think it's back down to 49 cents, give or take right now, at least at the time of this recording here. But nonetheless, it's good for XRP. You and I both agree that once this lawsuit's over, XRP should, and we can almost say with extreme confidence here, 100% that it will move up well past $1. I mean,
oh, dude, I think it's. Here's what I would say. None of us know. None of us talking heads like you and I, and you can insert any major person who covers crypto on YouTube. We all have one variation on this story. I mean, I was kind of wondering what number you were going to say because the number in my head was $5. And here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible we don't know what that number is because you're talking about how I look at it, Zach, and I want your opinion. I literally look at it like 5 years worth of pent up demand is waiting for
100%.
that lawsuit settlement.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Like how many people are just waiting to load up, and how many people are waiting to load up more? People that already have some that just want that little bit of clarity there, and they're already investors. They already understand that it's huge, and they're gonna go all in.
Yeah. So the other part of right. So the other part of this is that we said we would say why it's up 50%, and I think we're speculating here, but the speculation is right, Zach, that we are maybe a little bit closer to the announcement of what I'm calling a ceasefire, but basically a settlement. And so there's that. And I want your opinion on that. And then I want your opinion on, do you think that the settlement, air quotes intended, was effectively negotiated months ago? Like we had heard a rumor of that. We heard a rumor, right, that there was like they met in some. I have this picture like they met in a bunker, like in black limos pulling up, So what do you think? Yeah, do you think that there was a meeting, and do you think that the price is pumping because of settlement possibility?
I do think the positive reinforcement from court from the courts is good. I mean, yeah, I also think that there's some FOMO, right? Once the price starts moving a little bit, but other than that, man, I'm hearing an echo. Sorry, it's confusing me. But yeah, other than that, I think it's
Do you think so? Do you think there was? Sorry. Do you think there was some kind of a settlement negotiated months ago? I do.
I want to say no, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
I want to say no, but you're probably right. I mean, and it would make sense that the SEC is kind of just dragging this on so it, they don't look bad or what have you. The other thing it does is it helps them. It buys time for them to figure out regulation.
Well, that's the final point, because you brought this up in a previous video, and I thought that was a very astute statement, which I know is weird because you're not usually known for really smart statements. It's just not something I associate when I think of you, So you had talked about the fact that if this doesn't go the SEC's way, right, that it is a precedent, and I want you to put some meat around that. So go ahead.
This is going to have ripple effects, pun intended. I said that last video too. It's going to have ripple effects on the future of regulation and the future of having some type of clarity of what's coming, right? Because right now we have none. And this is the case that basically handles everything that's not Bitcoin. Let's just call it what it is. Everything that's not Bitcoin, in the eyes of Gary Gensler and the SEC right now, should be a security. They've said that publicly. I'm not like,
absolutely.
Yeah, they've said it, like outright said it. Now, of course, they say that because they benefit from that. But this case is going to dictate what's going to happen. They're not going to have a long lawsuit like this with 18,000 other cryptocurrencies out there that aren't Bitcoin.
Right.
They're not. So, I mean, what happens here, it's going to have a huge, huge impact of what's coming in terms of regulation. So we'll see. Because, you mentioned this in the last video too, real quick, Austin, like the big hang up is, and I think Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, said this. How the heck are you calling us a security and not calling Ethereum a security? You're just handpicking us because we were hitting home in the banking system and we were rocking and rolling back in 2017 when you guys didn't want to,
upset the apple cart with the banking industry. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, so
well, and I'm going to give you one back when that's parallel but associated, when that's not an XRP scenario, but it is germane. Yeah. When the SEC sued those 3 individuals at Coinbase for insider trading.
Yeah.
For insider trading, there was 21 tokens that they are accused of, buying and selling with insider knowledge. And the SEC arbitrarily only chose 9 of them and said, these 9 are over here, what we're going to charge you with as far as insider trading. Wait a minute, hold on. How'd you get the 9 out of the 21? Right. It's this regulation by enforcement thing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end on that. So, by the way, if you're interested in learning more about ClearCryptos, as asked Zach and I, and we overwhelmingly said yes to support the channel. We have content here, us, other creators making content to help you navigate crypto, but also just to help you in general. If you want to know more about Clear and their vision and what they're doing and all that, get involved in their Discord. Links in the description below. Check it out. Give them a follow. No, it's not a follow. A subscribe. God,
yeah. You want to be one of the first 5,000 too, because you're going to have a chance to win some big prizes, totaling up to like $50,000. So,
all right, we'll see you.